My name is Poli Mwachuku. I am from Nigeria. I'm an Igbo man. Igbos are one of the three major tribes in Nigeria, and it is in the Igbo area, Igbo land, Igbo people is among the Igbos that the Kola nut is well respected, revered, and celebrated. Kola nut is a very significant item of welcome. You present kola nut to your visitors when they come, and that is a sign to them that you are really appreciative of their presence in your house. If a visitor comes to your place and you don't present kola nut to that person, it's always taken as a sign that that person is not fully welcome. And if you don't have kola to present to that person, what you do is to excuse yourself and apologize for not having kola nut in your place to present to the person. So culturally and socially, this is a very important element in the lives and living of Igbo people. You don't use any other language than Igbo to present and break kola nut. It's commonly said that kola nut does not understand any other language than Igbo. That's part of the tradition. That tradition sometimes is not easy to comply with, but generally that is a conception, and that is how the tradition goes. There are three major tribes in Nigeria: the Igbos, the Hausas, and the Yorubas. Kola nut is the kola nut tree is essentially grown in the Yoruba area of Nigeria. The Igbos cultivate kola nut trees too. They have kola nut trees. They have their own type. There are two major species that we know of kola nut. There is a type, like the type you have here. It has only two lobes. It has only two lobes. If you break it open, you have two lobes. Now, there is another type. I don't have that one here now. There's another type that has more than two lobes. It can have up to 5 lobes. That species is the one that is grown mainly in the Igbo region, Igbo land area. This one that has 2 lobes is mainly grown in the Yoruba western part of Nigeria. And the way we describe this kola is that the Yorubas grow the kola nut, they produce them. The Hausas eat the kola nut, they eat it so much, the Hausas, the other major tribe of Nigeria. But the Igbos revere, they respect the kola nut a lot. They use it for ceremonies, they use it for welcoming people, their visitors, and they celebrate it a lot. As a matter of fact, there's a part in Igbo land, in Mbisen to be specific, Mbisen clan, where they have a special day in a year to celebrate kola nut, and they call it Ojimbise. it's a major day where visitors, in-laws, friends, well-wishers are invited to come and rejoice and enjoy food, drinks, and dance, music, and all sorts of celebration to honor Kola nut. Now, there are steps in presenting Kola nut. When a visitor comes to your place, you bring out the Kola nut, and most of the time you can bring any number of the nuts to present to a visitor. You can bring one if you have one. If you have more than one, you can bring two. And when you present the two Kola nuts, the first thing, or when you present the Kola nut, the first thing you and your visitor will do is to bless the Kola nut. The blessing of the Kola nut is an essential part of the presentation. The blessing of the Kola nut is to create unity between you, your visitor, and even our forefathers, our foreparents. Because when you are blessing the Kola nut, the first thing you do is to thank God with the Kola nut. Thank God for bringing the visitor to your place safely. And you pray and ask that whenever that visitor is going back to wherever he came from, that he should go back safely. After the Kola is blessed, it will be broken. Breaking the Kola nut means cutting it up and sharing it to give to those, both the visitor and those who are around. Now, when you break the Kola nut, there's a special way that the Igbos, there's a special way you break the Kola nut. You don't just cut the Kola nut anyhow. The Kola nut is cut up in a special way. It's cut up longitudinally. After opening it, breaking open the lobes, if they are the type, if they are the species that have more than one lobe, more than two lobes, I'm sorry. The ones that have up to 5, you may not need to start cutting them up. The reason is the lobes will be enough to give to whoever, a number of people that are around. But if it has up to 5 lobes, or 6, or 4, but the number of people around are more than the number of pieces of lobes of Kola nut available, you can now go ahead and cut them up. Now, for the ones that have 2 lobes, to make it possible for you to reach all the people around, you need to cut them up. And you have to cut them up vertical or longitudinally. You don't cut them up this way. You don't cut them up across. That's not the way it's done. Some people do it, but it's a wrong way of cutting up Kola nut. Now, after cutting up the Kola nut and you've broken it, you can now pass it around. Also, there's a special way of passing it around. After cutting the Kola nut, you should start sharing it to those around from your right hand side until you've gone around. After sharing the Kola nut and eating the Kola nut, now your visitor can say or tell you what his mission for coming to your place is. And that mission can mean a number of things. It could be just a social visit to come and say hello to you and your family. It could be to make some requests of you, or to ask for help, or it could be to come and give you some information. It can be any number of things. Before the person tells you their mission, it's essential that this kola nut is presented. That comes, it does a lot of things. It tells the person that he or she is well received, and it calms the person down to be able to tell what their mission to your place is. Now, there are certain unwritten rules about kola nut. One of them is that when people are gathered together and kola nut is presented, the men around are the people who conduct the rituals over the kola nut presentation. They don't show the kola nut to the women. If there are any women around, they don't hand the kola nut over to them. Kola nut it's an important element in the cultural life of Igbo people, cultural and social life. But different parts of Igbo land, they have different ways. They have their own various ways, or differences, or different ways of presenting and celebrating kola nut. But at any time when a number of them, or many of them from different sections are gathered, they always find a common method of making the breaking of kola nut acceptable to everybody.